Hello, Amy here from Profiles Backstage with your May swag. So, of course, I'm an 80s girl, so we've got some neon leopard print, or not leopard, we've got like a crocodile snakeskin print. So let's go over what's in your swag bag this month. We've got some neon fuchsia powder. So this is a pure pigment powder. And then we have marshmallow fluff, which is a nice milky white. This goes great with your neon powders. And the super polishes leave a really nice inhibition layer, so when you're applying your pigments, it just works really well and grabs that color really well. Then we've got our tiny little gold flat back crystals. I love to use the tiny ones because I don't have to use any special glue. I can just put these right in with my top coat. And then last, we've got the smudge brush, which is my personal favorite to use with your pigment powders. I love that flat top. I'm going to show you guys how to do a quick, easy aura nail at the end of this video as well. So to get this look, again, I'm such an 80s girl and I love any animal print, and I'm also a Florida girl, so I love my neon colors, and spring and summer, those neon colors are so in right now. So let's get started. We're gonna start with a base of the marshmallow fluff. So this is, like I said, a nice milky white color. And we're just gonna put one coat on here, and then we're gonna go ahead and cure that for the full 60 seconds. I wanna make sure that that inhibition layer is completely cooked. Okay, once this comes out of the light, we've got that nice tacky layer on top. We're gonna go in with our neon pigments. I spilled most of mine, but I've got a little bit at the bottom, and let me tell you, this makes a mess if you spill it, so make sure you tighten your lids before you put them away. We're gonna go in with the smudge brush, and I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that pigment. I like to kind of dap it out on my table towel or on a palette, just so I don't pick up any big chunky pieces. I want it nice and smooth and powdery. And we're gonna just cover this entire nail. And once we've got that on there, we're gonna go in and grab a little bit of our milky white marshmallow fluff color. I am gonna use a dotting tool for this, just because it'll make my artwork more even, but regardless of what you're doing, you can grab an art brush or a dotting tool. I'm gonna use my little Flex Cure here, which this is a brand new product. You guys can find these on the website. It is so good when you're doing like those dual forms, or when you're doing artwork like this and you just need to like flash cure stuff. Because the surface is a little bit, a little smooth, but it's got that powdery kind of finish, your gel will move on it. So I'll get 2 or 3 lines in here, then I'm going to just give it a quick flash cure and just freeze it in place. And I'm gonna just start by going down the center of the nail with kind of elongated oval shapes. And again, like I said, I'm just flash curing for maybe 5 seconds in between every couple spots I put on the nail, just to flash it, to freeze it. And then from there, once we've got that down the center design, we'll go in and fill out our edges. You do want to get these close as possible to each other. However, don't let them run into each other. So when this comes out, it's all cured. We did put that in for a full 60-second cure. Now I'm going back in with a cotton swab with a little bit of gel cleanser on it. You can use alcohol, either one is totally fine. And we are just cleansing away all of the pigment that didn't cure under our design. And you will have to get in there and kind of scrub in between all those nooks and crannies because that pigment is kind of low and in between. So just make sure you wipe it really well. I am going to go back over it with a buffer. I do this because I want my surface structure to be nice and smooth. I don't want to see any lumps or humps in my surface when I put my top coat on. So I'm just running a buffer over this to smooth it a little bit. And once we're good there, we're just gonna wipe it and we're gonna put our top coat on. So I mentioned these tiny little stones. We don't need any type of special adhesive to put these on, no special gel glue. These are so tiny, they will lay nice and flat and sink right into your top coat. So I'm just gonna do a quick little cuticle halo and put these right up here, and then we're gonna give this the full 60-second cure. And I do love the way the pigment looks with that milky top coat or that milky color over top, because it just adds a little bit more dimension rather than if you were just putting a clear color. So it really gives it that crocodile or snakeskin print look really well. So again, once we've got our stones on, we're gonna give this that full 60-second cure, and this nail is good to go. And then I'm gonna show you guys how to do a quick, easy aura nail with your pigments. These aura nails are pretty popular, so when my client asks for this, I 100% of the time am grabbing pigment. It's just so much easier to use. So we'll pop that in the lamp, and here she is all done. And those stones, like I said, are laying really flat, and you can see they just kind of melt right into that top coat. She's cute. Okay, so for a quick, easy aura nail, we're gonna again start with our milky, which is marshmallow fluff. And we are gonna fully cure this again so that it will evenly grab that pigment. Sometimes if we undercure this base color that we're using, the pigment will grab a little differently or a little too heavy. So grab that pigment. I'm really going to take a lot of it out of the brush so I can go in pretty light with it. And your smudge brush has that flat end, so it really creates this perfect oval. And we'll just kind of spread it out a little bit so we can get a nice even fade. But if you go in too heavy with it to start, you'll end up creating lines and spots that you can't really fade out. So lighter is better because you can always add more. You can't really take it away without starting over. So once you're happy with that, we are going to go back in with the milky white right over top of it just to mute it out a little bit so it's not so bright. And really this helps it blend even better. So any of your milky colors will do this. If you have like a nice milky pink that you use for French manicures, that's also another good option. I do add a little dollop in the center and then just kind of move it around a little bit. Sometimes I will flip the nail upside down so that all of that extra gel will kind of pool in the center. And again, it just helps it mute it out and look more like an aura nail, like a fade or an ombre. So once we cured that, I think I skipped that step, but we did cure that marshmallow fluff, that second coat. Then I went in with matte top coat. So matte top coat for ombres is a lifesaver. I mean, it just really adds a little bit more texture and makes everything kind of blend better. I'm just going to add a little artwork on top of this. I'm just using the silver art liner. And I'm just gonna add a little, like a little galaxy star on top of there. And our art liners will leave a tacky layer. So you just wipe that with alcohol or a gel cleanser, and you do not have to top coat them. So I like that it's giving me my design on top, yet we have a matte background. So the shiny design on top, it just, again, I'm all about that easy, quick dimension. Okay, so that's it, guys. So I hope I gave you some inspiration on what you can create with your pigment powders and milky gel polishes. The possibilities are endless. So this is a really great, quick, easy design to do in the salon. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you are not a BackStage Pass member, you guys can easily sign up online. This swag will be available till the end of the month. Thanks again. See you guys next month.